Hey y'all, it's Chris here, and I wanted to make this video just to really iterate how great of a time it is really to be alive. And I'm speaking really to the next generation, and I just want to help be able to transform the minds, the incomes, and really the imaginations of the next generation. So today, this video is just going to be over what I call riding the wave. And one thing I wanted to discuss was I learned that the people who will really do, let's say, well economically in the future are not those who just have all the degrees and all the credentials, but really are the people who can learn something, unlearn what they've learned before, and then learn again. And so today I wanted to really discuss about credit or debt or lending or leverage. These are all synonyms or the same type of word. They all mean kind of the same thing. And I wanted to help you kind of unlearn what we've learned about it. Because for me, a very long time, as soon as I heard credit, debt, it was a negative emotion that was inside me. I learned a lot from Dave Ramsey as far as, keeping a $1,000 emergency fund and having like a debt snowball to really make sure you take care of all the debts that you've had previously. And I love his heart because I know where he's coming from. But at this point in time, it doesn't work as well just in our country anymore. So with this whole thing, right now we're going through a time where the economics of our country, we now see in the near future, more than likely, we're going to have what we call a recession or a dip in the values of certain things like that we call assets that are outside in the world. This means, let's say, a house that used to be worth 300,000, let's say in 2019, can literally start going down in price, and it can be worth, let's say, 200,000. So it's discounted. And with this discount, people who didn't have, let's say, assets or things before, they can now ride that wave, buy these assets, and ride the wave as that value of the asset goes up in the future. So really, that's a good thing that happens economically. And when that happens, a lot of the times, people who were wealthy before normally go and buy a lot of the assets that are now at discounts and just wait for that to go up in value and either sell it or keep it. And they create a lot of wealth for their family, their investors, or people who are on their side. So my goal now is to really help you unlearn what you learned about credit in order for you, your family, your friends, your cohorts to really be able to utilize credit in a good way to really increase your wealth, your family's wealth, and more importantly, to increase your voice. So where you can see change that you want to see. It just so happens that the economics play a big role in certain things, or how could I say it, certain voices that are heard versus those that aren't. So I really want your voice to be heard. So as far as credit, I want to use one analogy today, and it's the analogy of a slingshot. And what credit can do is, if you have a slingshot, let's say, and you now pull that string back and you let go of it, whatever object you had can really catapult and shoot further than, let's say, if you just went back just a little bit like that and then let go. So what we call credit or leverage is you can gain access to almost as much capital as you really need. And that means you can use that leverage or that debt to really pull back, and you aim it really well and you let go. And before you know it, that object you had, which was little at first, it can create a lot of wealth and go way further than where it could have gone, let's say, if you didn't utilize the credit. Let's say you try to just pull it from right here, and it probably just land really short right here, like right on the floor, versus something going a lot further. So that's one little analogy. Another one is jumping, is that we really need to like bend our knees in order to jump and get up higher versus just trying to jump without bending the knees. This is how I kind of want us to see credit and see the value of it, as opposed to just say, oh my gosh, everything credit is bad. It comes in so many different variations that I cannot wait to teach y'all and show y'all about, but I just want to keep it short and simple for y'all now. And the biggest things is I want, the imaginations that you have to be fully stretched. Like, really not to be held back at all whatsoever, that anything you really want, the lifestyle you want to live, certain things you want to see, certain change you want happening, I want you to know that you definitely have access to it. And one of your greatest assets, honestly, is just being born here in America, where abundance is definitely available. So I'm here. I love this. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content. I'm going to go into a lot more detail as far as how you can gain and your family can gain access to this capital in order to really help catapult wherever it is you are in life. So, all right, this is Chris here. I'll be checking out. And just remember, you're never limited. All right, bye.